Okay, back again. Um, can't recall what I did last time, so I'll see if I can cover some ground here. Don't worry. Okay. Installed the winch. This is majority is the Airfix kit supplied winch. It's actually a complete solid part, so I've had to drill out in here to create a cavity. Then I use some plastic rod and some two pieces of fine wire from my Cat5 cable, twisted them together, wrapped it around the rod, glued the rod in place. Then with a thicker piece of wire, I created a hook. You can see on the end there, and that round thing's just a bit of what is it? Round tubing. What else have I done? Started working on putting some wiring on. And looking at some reference photos because I've started to look towards the bottom and also looking at doing one of the landing gears. And I realized on the bottom I made two mistakes. One I can correct easily. The second I can't. These mounting points here should be back a bit further. Back about where that grey line is there. They should be that far back. So very disappointed by that. I'm not going to fix it. I'm going to leave it as is because it's going to be sitting like that. So you're really not going to see underneath. So the effort I'm putting into underneath may be lost anyhow, unless someone picks it up and looks underneath. But I will. The other mistake I made was there is 4 mounting points along here. So these two little pencil marks here, I can put them in there. That's easy to do. I'll fix that up. What else have I done? You can see here that I've cut back the mounting point, the kit mounting point for the undercarriage, whereas that one I haven't touched yet. Reason being, on the pictures of the Mk50s I have, they have this area around here exposed. So when you have a look at the a bit of a side profile, there is a gap there, but they've always got wires going across there, and I can't tell too easily from a couple of photos I've got, but it looks like there's wiring going across to the nacelle, electrical wiring of some sort. So I'm going to have to look at that some way to fix up. What it does do though, by sanding that back so much, it creates a weak point in the structure here. And this is a kit part here for the landing gear. It is flimsy. It's fragile looking. So if you're going to do something like this, just be careful of that and fixing up this mounting point here. What else is there? Oh, you can't. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Behind the winch there you go. Behind the winch there's a little circular thing. That's supposed to be an overhead light. Now, one photo I saw has it as a circle light. Another one has it as a rectangular light pointing down. So I'm just going to leave it as a circle. It looks better as a circle. Might lose some points in competition with that too, because it does look like an afterthought. All it is you know, on your kits where you get that extra, there's one there. See that circle at the end of the part there? Oops, this one here. That's like an injection mold pin mark. That's all that circle is there. Just that. It was so much easier just to clean that up and mount it than it was to find some ideal diameter plastic rod and shape it and cut it to size, and hopefully I cut it square, and so on and so forth. Well, that's about all I've done. Shaped up a few other things, made a little locking mechanism at the back here. There, put the eyelets on for the lifting points. On the winch, I had to create another brace. I don't think I did the winch properly. The pictures I've got aren't too clear, but this custom brace here is what I've put in there, and these other two braces. The kit shows that they are on different mounting points, but pictures I've seen indicate that they mount onto the same mounting point, so a bit of a contradiction there. I don't know what to do. It looks better that way. I think I'll just leave it that way for the time being. Alright, so I'm slowly moving on to the undercarriage. Changed the profile a bit. I thought the profile was a bit too much of a bulge at the back here. Sanding off all the rivet details, the raised rivets. I think I might put the raised rivets back in as a with my rivet wheel. I don't know yet. It's going to be a huge job putting rivets on, and I don't know at this scale whether it's going to be worthwhile or not. So what I'm going to do here on the landing gear, getting back to it, is I'm going to box up the wheel well there, put some ribbing in, and just finish up the profile here a bit. It's not too bad shape wise, it's just the moulding wasn't matching up properly. Can you see inside? No, you can't. There was an alignment issue when I glued it together. There's definitely done some putty. And okay, this detail on the side here, from the pictures I've seen, it appears to be some sort of canvas bag that's stitched on, so I'm thinking of removing that detail there and just wadding up some tissue paper just to put there. It must be some sort of flotation device or something, I'm not too certain. Some detail to be aware of. I've got this little hump here. That's supposed to be there. That's actually a navigation light, but I'm not too certain about this one at the back here, so I'm still looking through my reference photos to decide what to do there. Okay, I'm back into it again, so I'll catch you all shortly. Back again for a quick update. Okay, I'm just dry fitting the radar down at the back here. Give you an idea of what I've been working on. Most of the problem is to do with these channels that allow the part to go over top of the boom at the back here. As you can see, I have to use a fair amount of plastic to keep them in place, to fix up the gap. And to me now it's just close enough that I could actually glue it on the model, but I've got more gaps elsewhere that I'm just now seeing. Like the port side seems to be okay with its fit, but the starboard, there's a bit of a gap. There's one there at the boom. So I've still got to figure out what to do there. I mentioned the landing gear earlier. The landing gear had this. This part doesn't have. I love it. This part had a mysterious hump at the back here. That hump does not exist. And this navigational light mount here should be a bit bigger. So I'm going to be getting some plastic card out and shaping a little teardrop there to go over that part there. This bulge here, even though Airfix has got a dotted line through there, the entire bulge there is canvas, and that dotted line represents some sort of canvas strapping to hold in more canvas. So this is a bit more work, I think, or maybe not. I think I'll just leave it as a put some tissue paper over it just to give it some definition. Other than that, yeah, I don't think I'll do much with it now. I think I'll just leave it as is and just work on boxing up the wheel well. Okay, back shortly.